Hey guys, so today's video is a little bit different. This is sort of just going to be a talking and advice and tips video. I really wanted to do something for back to school for you guys, and a lot of questions on my Tumblr have been coming in about school and just any advice on time management, on friends and life and school, and just a lot about school, and I've been responding to them, but I wanted to make a video solely on that just because I know it's back to school time, guys, and I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of advice just because I just went through my first year of college and I really feel like I learned a lot. So I'm just going to go straight ahead and talk about time management just because I think that's one of the top main tips that I could really give you guys on. I'm personally really good with time management. It's just one of my personality traits. Now I know that other people may not have that same trait, so that's why I do want to give you some of the tips that I use. Some of the tips that I use is I try to really not waste any time. It's like if I had a break between classes, because when you do go to college you have, say, an 8 a.m. class and then you have a 12 a.m. class, or 12 p.m. class, so you have 2 hours in between those classes, and 2 hours or an hour, and I didn't waste any time during those 2 hours or 1 hour. During those 2 hours I sat in one of the tables, at any table that I could find, and I finished any and every assignment that I could get into those 2 hours, and then by the end of the day I knew that maybe 2 out of 4 of my assignments were done, and say the next day when I had a break I would finish my other assignment. You really gotta try to use the time that you have wisely. Another thing that I really found was I planned ahead. Like every week before, I would think of what needed to get done, what things I had to do, and when I was going to do it. So Monday through Friday, even through Sunday, I would think when I could get my assignments in, and I would do those assignments whenever I had the time. I would also think, hey, I have work on this day, so I definitely can't do assignments on that day. Like, you know what I mean? Just really think. You can't leave things to last minute. And honestly, I found it was really easy for me to get through college, having a job and a boyfriend and work. I really found it was sort of easy because, like I said, I did plan everything. And also it's really hard to remember all the things that you need to get done, so I really do suggest keeping, like, I use my reminders app on my phone. I'll just show you guys. Right now it's empty just because it's not school, but the reminders app on your phone I think was like my main tool. I literally wrote everything on there, when it had to be done, what it was, the requirements, everything I would put in there. So yeah, as I said, that's sort of a little bit more college related just because I feel like it's a little bit more difficult to manage your time when you're in college. High school isn't as high in demand, but it definitely is important to manage your time as well if you're a busy kid. Now I was never a busy kid in high school. I didn't do any extracurricular activities, or I only had a boyfriend in my last year, so I didn't really have to make time for that. I didn't really have too much going on. I never had a job or anything, so I didn't find that I needed time management skills. But if you're one of those kids who have activities, have a boyfriend, have a job in high school, you definitely can use the tips that I just said. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was friends. Now this pertains a little bit more to high school, because high school can be really tough when it comes to friends, because girls can be catty, right? And I think that when you're in high school, I don't feel like everybody needs that friend, but I think that you can definitely ride high school solo. I rode high school solo my last year like never before, because I went through my 4 years like learning so much, and in that last year I learned so much that I really learned you couldn't trust anybody. So I really rode solo on that last year of high school, and you can definitely do that, but I feel like you always need that person that's going to be your support system and that friend to talk to. So I really think you should just find somebody that you can trust, and don't trust, like, be careful who you trust, because high school can be really evil, and if you trust somebody and they go ahead and tell everybody that thing that you really trusted them with, and the whole high school will know within literally a minute, you really have to be careful who you're trusting. I know for some people that's hard. For me, that's definitely not hard. I'm not a trusting person. I'm not an open person. I'm very closed off. I don't talk to people, I don't trust people, so it's really easy for me to do that. But for some people, I know that they're super friendly and they just love to talk and talk to everybody and tell everybody everything. But, and I know that in their head, they're probably like, oh, I shouldn't be telling this person this, but they go ahead and they're just opening their mouth, yapping. because they can't help it, because they're just that friendly. And I understand that, but I think that some people, like, you really gotta have that barrier. High school is a lot about reputation, and you don't want your reputation to be ruined, because when it is, I mean, people can be evil. They'll look at you, they'll stare at you, they'll talk about you. It can be evil. Also, you really just have to develop a tough skin. I know it can be hard. I've always been a really sensitive person, but I'm telling you right now, when I went into high school, I really had to develop a tough skin, and I did not care about what anybody said about me. There was tons of people who disliked me, had so much to say about me that was not even true. Like, literally stories that they must have pulled out of their ass, because I never even did half the shit that people said. So you really have to just develop a tough skin, and you hear one thing, let it go out the other. I mean, don't focus on the drama is another thing that I feel. Like, focus on what high school is about. High school is about two things: getting your education and getting out of there. Two, it's about really just having fun, like having fun with your friends and the people that you enjoy being around. So really don't worry about the people in the background who just talk and cause drama. Another thing I wanted to bring up, guys, is choosing a career when it comes to high school. I feel like, personally, choosing a career and what you want to do in your life, it can be really stressful. It's sort of something that can even weigh on you, especially when you're in grade 12, your last year of high school. You feel like you have to choose what you want to do because you have to go to college the very next year. And I just want to say, don't feel like you have to conform to society's idea of things. Don't feel like you have to go to college right after you finish high school. Don't feel like you have to do this or have to do that. You really don't. Be the best person that you can be. And if you don't know what you want to be yet, that's fine. Go get a job. Go get any job. Work, save money. And when you do know what you want to be, go to school. There isn't a timeline. My only thing is just to make sure you're constantly motivated. Don't ever be that person that's just sitting on their ass, working at a job that they don't even care about, they don't even like, and you're just staying with that. Just go ahead, save money at any job. I've never been the type of person that knocked any job. I feel like money is money, hustling is hustling, no matter what you're doing. So I've never been the type to knock that. But I feel like, go ahead, do that, save money, do your thing, and as soon as you know what you want to do, go ahead and strive for it, get that. But don't feel like there's like a certain timeline. Don't feel those pressures, don't feel those needs, especially if it's coming from your parents. Guys, I know it's hard, especially when it comes from your parents, but you really got to stand up for yourself and remember that, hey, you're 17, 18 now, you're not a little girl, so you can't conform to mommy and daddy's needs or anything like that, or even society's. So really, don't feel too much pressure when it comes to career choosing, but just try to take some time to learn about yourself. When you're 18, that's the time when you're really learning about yourself. I mean, I'm 19 and I'm still learning about myself, but I really found that when I did turn 18, that was the time when I was really learning about a lot of things about myself, who I was, what I liked, what I enjoyed. And I think that you will be going through that journey too, and it's just good to know that don't pressure yourself. Let yourself live. Like, we're human. We go through these stages of life, so just let yourself live and just be easy about it. Now, as I said, I've been getting a lot of questions on Tumblr about sort of back to school stuff. I answered a lot of them already, so I don't even have half of them. But yeah, so a lot of the stuff that I just mentioned really did pertain to all the questions that I've been getting, but there's one particular one that really stood out to me, and I just want to talk about that one a little bit. So someone said to me, in your back to school video, please talk about like how to get a boyfriend. I'm shy, kind of insecure, and get really nervous. Now, I thought that was a really good question, and it really stood out to me because when she said she was shy, insecure, and nervous, it just reminded me of myself. I'm still shy, but yeah, I've always been that shy, insecure girl in high school, and that was me. And I really feel like sometimes society can pressure us and make us feel like we have to have a boyfriend, especially in high school. When you're in high school, you feel like high school is basically its own world. And in the high school world, you have to have a boyfriend or you have to be experienced and all of that stuff. And I just want to say, in no way, shape, or form do you ever need to be experienced or have a boyfriend. I know in high school it seems like that is the world, but In the real world, there's so many things beyond having a boyfriend, being in love, and all that stuff. There's career, there's friends, there's family, there's real things happening outside in the world. So not at all does the fact that you don't have a boyfriend even matter. I mean, it's so beyond that. But to answer her question, how to get a boyfriend, I feel like you should really just be natural. Like, you don't need to go out looking for one. I feel like the best relationships come out of friendships. So really, if a guy comes up to you and he's looking like he really just wants to eat you like a piece of steak, kick him to the curb. Because I never dealt with dudes like that. The second a guy looked at me like he wanted to just eat me, like just swallow me up, I was like, irks, kick him to the curb, because those are the same guys who are going to use you, abuse you, and throw you out like you never even mattered. So you really, like I said, the best relationships come from friendships. So if you really find that guy that you guys love talking to each other, you guys are so cool with each other, you guys are just really kind of building a friendship. And then that's when, if you feel like you kind of want to take that to the next level, that's when I suggest just flirting a little bit. Because I think flirting is the way to show somebody that you're actually interested. So yeah, if you do have that friendship with somebody, just flirt with them a little bit, show them some signs that you really do like them actually and are interested in them. But yeah, so I think that's just really important to remember when it comes to boys and high school. Don't feel like you have to find your first true love in high school and all of that stuff. I mean, it's too fairy tale like. This is the real world, right guys? So you have a lifetime to live and a lifetime to find somebody. So don't feel like you need to find them right away. You're young, and I know, trust me, I'm only 19, guys. 3 years ago I was 16, 17, and I felt the same way. I felt like I needed to hurry it up and find a boyfriend and be in love and get experienced and all this stuff. But I'm telling you right now, guys, the world is so much bigger than that, and that's pretty much all the advice I have to give you guys when it comes to school and going back to school. Just sort of keep those tips in mind, and I really hope that they do help you guys. I really just want to say, you know, stay focused in school. It's really important to get an education. I'm not the biggest school lover, school girl. I never was. And like I said, don't feel discouraged if you don't like school. Go ahead, get your high school diploma, but don't feel like you have to go to college after. If you don't want to go to college, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to go to college, because, I mean, if it's not you, it's not you, right? Just please make sure that you're not that person who's just sitting at home on their butts, and just go ahead, go out there, find a job, keep trying to strive and find a job that is working for you, and just keep working, saving money, doing great things in your life. So yeah, I just hope that this really helped you guys sort of feel a little bit more comfortable going into school. Let me know, guys, if you do really like these sort of let's talk videos where I'm a little bit not so up close to the camera and I'm sitting here just sort of talking with you guys. And yeah, just let me know if you enjoy them by liking this video or just commenting down below. So thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.